What a beautiful sunny day here on the south coast. Not travelling up to the match tonight. Very difficult when you've got work the next day and so on and so forth. It makes it really difficult when they keep putting these bloody games in midweek. But anyway, I'm not going tonight. But we're all in a conundrum, aren't we? We're all deciding what we really feel and what we really want to happen. So you got your head and you got your heart, and your heart always says, I want my team to win. I want my team to win. That's why we support our team. That's what we're interested in. And then the head says, yeah, but if Tottenham win, it puts Arsenal in the driving position and they can win the league. And we don't want to see that. We really don't want to see that. Because if you thought Liverpool fans were bad when Liverpool won it, imagine what it'd be like with Arsenal fans. Jesus Christ, can you imagine? I mean, they're deluded enough as it is without having to listen to all that. So I've been weighing it up all day, and it's not the first time I've been in this situation. I think way back, I remember a time when we had to beat Man United to help Arsenal win, and we went 1-0 up. And I think, if I'm right, I mean, I might be wrong, but if I'm right, I think Sol Campbell gave away a penalty, and that got Man United either back into it or led them to go in front, whatever, anyway. But I can remember being in that situation before, and I was with my kids and we were watching it on a big screen in our local, it was like a sports centre, and the kids used to play football and do trampoline and stuff like that, and I was watching it there. And a woman who worked behind the counter in the cafe bit, she said, surely you must want Arsenal to win, being a Londoner. And I'm like, not a chance do I want them to win the league. And she was like, you should want them to win and all the rest of it, you know, London solidarity, you don't want Manchester teams winning it and blah blah blah. And I'm like, no, I don't want them to win. I don't want Tottenham to lose, but then I don't want them to win. So this isn't the first time that I've been through this feeling of kind of being dragged around. But as the voice of reason and trying to be sensible about it all, what you have to consider is this. Ultimately, it's not just whether we beat Man City that's made the difference. There are other teams in there that should have beaten Man City to make it easier for Arsenal to win. And Arsenal should have beaten teams that they didn't beat. And then they would have been in a position whereby they wouldn't need us to win this game to put them in the driving seat. So everyone's putting all this pressure upon us to say we should want them to win, or we should either forfeit the game so that they don't win it, or we should try really hard so they do win it, and all that. It's not down to this one game, right? It's down to all the other games through the course of the season, and it's always going to be difficult for them or for anyone to win the league against Man City, because they are such a good team with great players that can churn out these results. I mean, I think they're like 9 straight wins or something as you kind of look back, and it's like, I don't know. I don't know who can stop them. But you know, listen, Arsenal are very close, so they need a couple of results. So if we don't beat them, they've still got to beat West Ham, and Arsenal have still got to beat Everton. Now, everyone's saying it's a foregone conclusion that Everton will lose to Arsenal and West Ham will lose to Man City. Well, we don't know that yet, because this is a funny old game. You don't know what the results are going to be, right? So you just have to kind of sit back and see what happens. On the flip side of this, we're talking about our own aspirations for top 4, and the fact that we need this win and to win against Sheffield United to even, be in with a shout of getting top 4. But the reality is, we lost top 4 when we were losing to Wolves, and we were losing to Newcastle and to Chelsea and all that. the reality is we probably don't deserve to be in the Champions League because we haven't done enough. And the dominoes, or the cards will fall where the cards will fall when you throw them in the air. So I think we're all really overthinking it. We are all really overthinking it. So whatever's going to be is going to be. If they go on to win the league, it will be because Man City didn't beat us, or they didn't beat West Ham. And if Arsenal don't do it, it'll be because they did beat us, or potentially they didn't beat Everton. Those games are still yet to play to make the decision about where it's all going to end. So we can't take it upon ourselves. It's not us handing them the league if we lose, and it's not us stopping them winning the league if we win. It's just another game that's gone past, that's added up to the points tally of each team. But let's be honest, it would be really funny. It would be really funny if we were to put out a really weakened team that got absolutely smashed, and they knew that we did it on purpose just so they couldn't win the league. It would be funny. Totally unethical, and we would get absolutely mullered for it. But it would be really funny. It would be a really funny scenario, especially if they lose against Everton, and then City don't beat West Ham or something like that, and it just ends on the fact that us throwing the game meant that that Man City won it. It would be funny. But like Ange says, you can't hang a picture of bragging rights on the wall, can you? And the fact is, they're still ending the season challenging for the title, and we're ending the season not challenging for top four. So there is a gulf there that we just have to fill. And the only way you do that is by consistently winning, and winning in the big games as well. So as much as it pains me to think about them having a bloody open top bus parade through North London, if that's what's going to happen, that's what's going to happen, and we're just going to have to lump it, aren't we? We're just going to have to get on with it. It ain't the first time they've won the league, unfortunately, and it probably won't ever be the last. And as a Tottenham fan, it's really, really painful. But it is what it is, and we'll just have to dust ourselves off and carry on. I just hope that we haven't got them first game of the season. We have to give them a guard of honour, because that would just be horrendous. I just don't think I could even face it, seeing my players have to do that. So yeah, I just thought I'd put my little bit of a take on it. Everyone's talking about it. Everyone's talking about us wanting to lose and so on. I don't think anyone really wants to lose. I don't think anyone wants to see our team lose. We just don't want to see them win the league. But there's still a way to go. And if Man City are going to do it, which we know they're capable of, then they're going to do it. And if Arsenal ain't going to do it, it'll be down to them. It'll be down to them, down to them basically falling too short. But you have to take your hat off if you're wearing one and say, well, they gave it a good go up to this point. But of course, I'll be supporting City all the way against West Ham, regardless, and Everton against Arsenal, and see where the chips may fall. But in terms of tonight, I'll be watching it, not worried how the result goes either way. I'll be wanting my team to win for our own pride and for our own onward progression. But if we don't, then I'll be happy to sit there and see Man City go back to the top of the league on equal games, with the one game to play, to see where that decision falls. So yeah, but I think it's going to be a difficult one for us, if I'm being honest. Giving it a bit of a review, I think it's going to be a tough one. I know they haven't had the best of opportunities at our stadium, but they broke their duck in the FA Cup, scoring that one goal. And who knows where that could lead. I don't think we've got quality enough to challenge City. So I don't think we'll be throwing it, but I think it's going to be very, very difficult. The only thing you can hope is that this team is able to raise its game based on the fact that this is Man City. They are the benchmark. They are who we need to beat if we ever want to win anything. Whether it be the FA Cup, the Carabao Cup, the league, or even Champions League. if you want to win those competitions, you're inevitably going to come up against that team somewhere along the line. So you've got to be able to beat them, haven't you, to really be considered competitors. So we'll see how it all comes out. But keep the faith. 2 more games to go to the end of the season, and we could all sigh a sigh of relief and sit back and reflect on how the season went and think about what can be for next season, because it all starts again. Everyone starts on 0 points, and we can see where that takes us and see if we can do better next season. We're always going to be Spurs fans, right? We're never going to go and support anybody else. So what else are we going to do, eh? Keep the faith, love the team, up the Spurs.